Alright, let's get into this tutorial. So I've already done my brows and prepped my eyes, and I'm going to be using this beautiful palette, the Box of Crayons eyeshadow palette by the Crayon Case. So first I went in with that shade tan, and then I realized it pretty much blended into my skin tone, so I took a combination of tan and brown, and I'm applying that all over my crease and into my outer V area a bit. Next, I'm going to go in to the Watch Me Blush palette, also by the Crayon Case. I'm going to take that beautiful dark brown shade called Hot Cocoa, and I'm also going to apply that to the outer part of my crease, so like into the outer V and into my crease a bit as well. And that's just to add some more depth. I'm going back in with tan and brown from the Crayon Case just to make sure I bring the color all the way over. So just so that my eyelid color stands out a little bit, I'm just going to kind of cut my crease a bit with this LA Girl primer stick. I'm not going for like a sharp cut crease at all, but this is just going to help this shadow to stand out a bit more. So I like to use my finger to blend this out first because it helps to warm the product up and distribute it. So then I'm just going back in with that Hot Cocoa shade to blend the edges of the primer base. Now I am taking that color tan from the Box of Crayons palette, and I am packing it onto my eyelid using the e.l.f. C-shaped eyeshadow brush to pack this color onto my lids. And then I'm just going to be taking a couple of different blending brushes just to go back in and make sure that there aren't any harsh lines, make sure everything is blended to my liking. Yeah, I know I always stress blend, blend, and then blend some more. But that's pretty much it for the eye look. Just those three eyeshadows, tan and brown from the Box of Crayons, and then Hot Cocoa from the Watch Me Blush palette. I really wasn't going for anything crazy with the eyes, just wanted to keep it neutral. But with that being said, still gotta blend. So I'm going to use the black eyeliner by the Crayon Case to do my wing liner. I'll show you guys one eye, but I won't drag out the video by trying to show both wings. But I'm more accustomed to using a felt tip, like marker type of liner. And this one is kind of just like a really thin like brush tip applicator, so I really had to focus to make sure that I got this right. And you do have to have a steady hand, but again, practice makes perfect. But because the applicator is so thin, it definitely was easy to get the wing part of my liner super duper sharp, so that's always nice. Of course, if it's not sharp, you can use concealer to clean it up, but it helps when it's sharp from the get-go. So I'm just going in with some black eyeshadow from the Box of Crayons palette just to set this liner into place and to help it last all day. This isn't something I do all the time, but with it getting warmer outside, and I knew that I was headed to an outdoor event, I was going to be outside for a few hours, and my eyelids tend to sweat a bit, like get oily, especially in the crease area. So I just wanted to make sure that this liner didn't budge. So that's the eyes. I'm gonna add lashes once I'm all the way done. That's my preference, but we're gonna jump into this skin. So I'm going in with my NYX Tea Tree Skin Elixir Primer. I love it just because, you know, tea tree is bomb for your skin, but also it's just like an added moisturizer for me. Honestly, I don't really, they call it a primer, but I really use it as like a moisturizer just to add some hydration back to my face before I get started. And I forgot to clean up under my wing. Again, the wing was already super sharp on its own, but I just like to do this step because my eyes tend to water. So adding the concealer directly under my wing helps just to lock it in. So I'm going to do that really quick, and then I'm going to jump right back into skin prep. So next I'm going to go in with the Benefit Cosmetics Professionals Primer, focusing this on the areas where my pores are the largest and also in my smile lines. I've really been trying to find something that will stop my foundation from creasing in my smile line. So if you guys have any suggestions of good products, definitely leave them below. Let me know. Next, I'm going to go in with my Skindinavia primer spray. I love my Skindinavia sprays. I'm actually trying their bridal spray in this video. At the end, I'm going to set my face with it, but their primer and finishing spray I've been using for a good while now, and I love them. So this is like my favorite concealer at the moment. Instant Age Rewind Concealer in the shade Caramel. I'm applying it a little thick today because I'm going for, you know, trying to be a little beat today. So I know it looks super crazy. Don't worry. I'm doing my concealer first, blending it out using the Beauty Sponge by the Crayon Case. I really like this sponge. They're super easy to clean. They're black. They keep their shape really well. They hold a lot of water if you wanted to, and if you squeeze the life out of it, then it won't be overly damp, but it'll still do the job. So today, it's just a little bit damp, so I can get a bit more coverage from the concealer. But it's also quite large, so it covers a lot of area. I really like it. And they're super affordable. So now that I've got that blended out, I'm going to go in with my Danesta Myricks Vision. I don't know why I can't talk, y'all. Vision Cream Cover. I'm in the shade W06. I love this because it's like water resistant, full coverage, and a little bit goes a long way. So I really didn't even use like a full pump. But I'm gonna get a really good coverage, and I also know that it's gonna hold up to Mother Nature. So I sprayed my brush with some e.l.f. Mist and Set. I'm using an e.l.f. Ultimate Blending Brush, and I'm just patting this into the skin, really working it in to my skin. Just going in with a bit more concealer just to blend it out into my foundation a little bit more. Just wanted a tad bit more underneath my eyes mainly, and just to fix up my nose contour, I added a bit more to my nose as well. And I've really been lately switching back and forth between my beauty blenders and my brushes just to make sure everything is seamless. So I'm going to go in and contour my nose with the Contourization Notebook by the Crayon Case. I think this is a Morphe M321 Bullet Crease Brush that I'm using. I normally use my e.l.f. contour brush, but for some reason I keep grabbing this one lately, and it's doing the trick. It's an eyeshadow brush, quote unquote, but you know, we use brushes for whatever floats our boat. So now I'm going back in to the Watch Me blush palette, that hot cocoa shade. This is my new favorite contour shade, y'all. It's just like the perfect brown shade. Like, it's not too dark, it's like brown, but it's just, there's so much pigment in this color, it's really ridiculous because a tiny bit goes a long way. But I've been loving it lately, so I'm using that to contour, chisel up those cheeks, a bit around the jawline, around my forehead, just taking it all over, making sure that I blend it out very, very well. And here I am. I actually went back into that Contour-Position notebook and used the lighter brown shade. That shade right there, just to blend right underneath my highlight into my contour. Just wanted it to flow seamlessly. For my highlight, for my blush, I'm using Juvia's Place, their volume 2 of the Sahara blush palette, and the shade How. I've been killing this shade lately. I love it. Keep on using it. Just blending it out with a large powder brush. And on to my favorite part. I'm taking 2 illuminating setting sprays by Frances J. Beauty. The peach one is Peggy's Peach, and the golden one is Celebrate Life. So first I'm going to go in with Peggy's Peach, and then I'm going to go in with Celebrate Life. Now, if you guys noticed, my face was pretty matte before spraying these, and once I blend this in, it just adds such a beautiful luminous glow. Like, it just looks like my skin is very healthy. It doesn't look like there's a whole bunch of glitter on my face. It just looks like, oh girl, you're glowing. And that's one of my most favorite things about that product. And the more you spray, you know, the more of the pigment that will show up. But I absolutely love it. So now to highlight, I'm going in with the highlighting powder in the shade Peggy's Peach. And then I'm going to go on top of that with the shade My Dream. It's out of frame, but I'm also adding it to my collarbones. I'm going to add a bit to my shoulders. I think I cut that clip out because you couldn't really see it, but I did add the sprays and the pigment to my arms and my chest as well. And y'all, when I tell y'all I was glowing out there in that sun, I was glowing, okay? It was beautiful. So I'm just applying this on all the areas that I like to highlight. My cheekbones, my nose, my cupid's bow are my main areas, and then just blending it in. And then I decided that, you know what, I needed to go ahead and set under my under eye a bit. So I'm just taking a little bit of Sacha Buttercup to set my concealer because it seemed like it wasn't going to act right today without setting it. And now I'm setting my face. I sprayed some e.l.f. mist instead, just to kind of hydrate my face because the setting sprays that I'm going in with are really strong. So I just wanted to kind of break it down a bit. I'm going in with the Scandinavia Bridal Finishing Spray. I wanted to test it out because I added it to my kit just to make sure it really does what it says. Not that I doubted it because y'all know I love my Scandinavia, but I wanted to try it out for myself. So I will say that as soon as I sprayed it, alcohol is one of the main ingredients, and I could feel my skin tightening, but it didn't get too crazy. Like, it wasn't uncomfortable, and my face lasted for hours. Like, I literally was outside in the sun sweating, and my face didn't budge at all. So Yes. So we're almost done. Moving on to the lips. I'm using my Creo lip liner by the Bold brand Cosmetics just to outline my lips and fill them in. Then I'm going on top of that with the liquid matte lipstick in Crawfish by the Crayon Case. This color is so pretty. It's matte. It doesn't transfer. Dries pretty fast. And it stayed on all day. I don't do a lot of colors on my lips, but red is a color that I tend to gravitate to because it kind of pops on my skin tone. I don't know. I guess I kind of got a thing for red lipstick, so that's one of my go-to colors. If I'm gonna do a pop of color, 9 times out of 10 it'll be red.
Alright, you guys, so that is the finished look. I added some lashes. I will link them below and list them on the screen which lashes I used. I just went ahead and added a little extra illuminator on my chest. I sprayed these two that I use on my face on my arms as well. A little bit of the powder on the shoulders because I'm going to an outdoor event. So this is like a semi-neutral beat. Like I didn't do much with the eyes. The lashes really brought it out. Just a red lip to make it look like I tried, but I ain't tried too hard. Because it's like cute casual. This is like my version of cute casual. Y'all let me know what you think down below. As always, if you like this tutorial, please give it a thumbs up, share it, subscribe to this channel if you are not already. And until next time, guys, be blessed. Bye. That's my time. I have to go.